What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now Plus. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about the closed beta, the Avengers closed beta impressions. Now, I am not, a lucky enough person to have been able to get into this. Actually, there's been a couple pretty big name people that didn't get into this beta. I'm not a big name person, right? Not even on Podcast Now, but I've read and I've tried to watch as many different impressions, basically, of this beta as I could. Normally, I would do a kind of video like this on Podcast Now, but I wanted notifications for it, so I decided to put it here. Look, I guess I should probably make this clear because I responded to Evan Falarka on Twitter. Obviously really a nice guy, and there were people that tweeted back to me. So I do want to make sure I'm pretty clear on this. If you're a fan of this game, okay, and if you want this game to be good, I'm on your side, okay? I'm not saying like, oh, we finally have all the ammunition to call this game a piece of garbage and I'm so anti this game and all this stuff. No, at the end of the day, and to make to kind of set the record straight, right? I want this game to be as good as humanly possible. Ever since we first got a word that they were working on this game, and even the first time we saw it, right, I was a little put off by it. I was like, ooh, this isn't necessarily what I wanted, but at the same time, I see potential, and I want the game. I don't want this game to be bad. I want this game to be good, and I've been very up and down with this game. I see a lot of pros of this game, and I've talked about them before, and I've seen a lot of cons. So just so we're all clear, I do make some negative videos on this game, but I also make some positive videos, so I do just want to say that in the beginning of this video. And honestly, it sucks, but this video is going to be more negative because at the end of the day, I tried to see, again, as many impressions as I could. I only saw a couple that really praised the game. I will say this, even in the ones that were pretty negative on the game, they did make note of some of the positives. And what it seems like is, at its best, when the game is firing on all cylinders, at like the height of the action, the height of the cutscenes, whatever, the game is solid. The game is like what you want it to be, which is great. And I think the general, statement that people are saying is, we want more of that, less of everything else. I've seen a lot, and I do mean this, a lot of negativity on the gameplay. Now, when we had that first War Table event, the June one, that was my topic of the video right after. When the War Table event ended, I made a video on Podcast Now, and I said the gameplay is weak. The gameplay looks easily like the worst part of this game. The July War Table was a lot better, but at the same time, they didn't show that much gameplay. And at the end of the day, and I've talked about this in past videos, right? What are you going to be doing in this game? I mean, you're going to be playing it. You're going to have, what I mean? The controls and how the game functions, I mean, the story can be the best thing in the world, and the visuals can be the best thing in the world, which, by the way, I don't think they're going to end up being, that amazing anyway. But in general, a story, characters, all that stuff can only take your game so far if the game is really bad when you're playing it, when you're actually controlling the characters. And I get it. Sometimes you can, muscle through it and be fine with it, right? But with a game like this, and what I've said, and I've even talked about this in regards to the beta, this is what I'm going to be looking for this weekend, next weekend, the weekend after that, is this game is built off of you doing pretty much the same things over and over. Obviously, you're going to experience a lot of different areas, a lot of different enemies, all this different stuff, but the core of this game, I mean, if it's going to last years, you're going to be replaying things, but the point is you're evolving, you're growing, you can play as different Avengers, they're constantly updating it, all this different kind of stuff. But again, the gameplay, for a game specifically like this, the gameplay needs to be king. And again, from what everybody's saying about it, the gameplay is very, very weak. That scares me. That really does scare me. Again, does that mean that's what I think? No. Am I going to play? I mean, I'm going to play this game. I'm going to play it tomorrow night when it unlocks. I'm going to play this game, and I hope that they're wrong and that, or maybe they just thought that. Because again, I mean, everybody has different opinions. I did read one impression. I think it was PlayStation Universe. They loved it. They really didn't have many negative things to say at all. So were they kissing up to them, or were they actually being, legitimately real? I don't know, because these guys that were able to jump into it, this was a closed beta. They were basically invited by Square Enix, by Crystal Dynamics, to jump into this. So clearly they do have some sort of connection, right, if they badmouth that. But at the same time, a lot of them said some pretty negative things, and obviously that doesn't affect their ability to jump into these. So, I feel like there is some credibility here. It's not like the argument that people made with, like, The Last of Us, where everybody's giving it 10 out of 10s, and it's like, well, they were given the codes. Maybe they don't want to say anything against Naughty Dog, which I don't completely agree with that kind of statement or that kind of trying to sway people that way anyway. I do think there is some truth to it, but I don't believe all of it. But you can't even say that for this one, right? Because they were invited into a closed beta and they said negative things about it. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you were to trust them based off, I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like there's more there to be able to trust them. Beyond that, I saw, I think even maybe the Game Informer one was the one that went into more specifics with this, was the objectives, was the fact that they're pretty repetitive, they're pretty lame. Maybe it was even Push Square that said something like that. But, you know, that again really scares me. You know, I've talked about in the past Predator Hunting Grounds, which I get it. It's such a different game, okay, than Marvel's. I understand that. But one of my main gripes with that game is you go into the map, there's only 3 maps, and you're doing literally brain-dead objectives, okay? And you do them the exact same way, and there's maybe 12 of them in general. You do 3 of them per match. So I'd say you play the game for 2 hours, you're going to experience every single objective in the game, and not one objective is actually fun. Well, again, I think it was Push Square that said this. For Marvel's Avengers, you know, the main things you're doing are fine, but the side quests, like if you jump into a war zone, right, and they talked about how there's going to be lots of things to do in war zones. They're going to be they're kind of designed to take multiple hours if you want to, but from what I was reading, or you know, and even seeing, it seems like they're very repetitive. They're very brain dead. Take out this group of enemies here, capture this flat, or capture this area. You know what I mean? So things like that. Again, not necessarily the greatest thing in the world. Those aren't engaging, and that's what's tough about it. Is like, can you make? Because I don't even play that many of these kind of games. You know what I mean? Like Destiny with the raids and stuff. I don't really play Destiny all that much, so I don't know how engaging. But obviously, there's a reason that people still replay things, and that's the biggest thing. Again, with replayability, if the gameplay sucks, okay, and maybe not even sucks, but if it's just not dynamic enough, right? If it's not like innovative enough, then that automatically hurts the game. But then you add on, well, when you're playing it, most of the things you're doing are mindless, repeating, boring things. That is like that's a killer combo in a bad way, right? In a literally like killing the game kind of way. You know what I mean? So that's tough. That's honestly tough. And again, to what I was even saying on Twitter, I get it. It's just a beta. I get it. These are just a couple people's impressions. That's fine, because again, at the end of the day, there's gonna be a lot of people that are playing it this weekend that didn't play the closed beta. Okay, so there's gonna be a whole boatload of new impressions, including from myself, right, from this beta. At the same time, you look at it and you say, okay, seems like there are some fundamental issues wrong with this game, like literally built into this game. There are some messed up things, and you look at it and you say, well, they have 30 days or 29 days to be able to fix these things. I don't think they're going to be able to fix it all in such a short period of time. You know what I mean? It's not like there was a frame rate issue, and frame rate, they could fix frame rate. You know what I mean? Like, there's things they can do for that. But I mean, if it's a core gameplay system that's bad, or literally their like the war zones don't work. You know what I mean? If that is what we come out of the beta saying, that it's like the gameplay is not fun, it's not innovative enough, it's too repetitive. Same thing with the war zones. It's too repetitive. The objectives are boring. All this stuff. These aren't small little patches. These aren't small little things that they can fix in a week. No, these are things that are pretty catastrophic to the game. That kind of just means that the game could very well just be bad, and there's not much they can do to fix it. You know what I mean? Bearing an Anthem, like, you know how like BioWare's like completely redoing Anthem, which, by the way, if you have to redo a game completely, same thing with like Fallout 76, if you redo a game completely and the game's fine like a year later, that's not exactly a good thing. You know what I mean? I'm not really going to applaud them for doing that, because like at the end of the day, people bought it day one. You know what I mean? Again, I get there's going to be people, that you have a right to say this, by the way, that's like, it's just a beta, you're going too hard on it. Even people like me or other people like Evan, I know, made a video yesterday, right, talking about these things. It's like, well, we can't really talk about it because we haven't played it. That's fine. I'm just going over what other people have said and matching it up, by the way, to predictions I've said months ago and worries that I've said months ago. So that's really all I'm doing here. And at the end of the day, we'll be able to judge this game in just literally tomorrow night into Saturday into Sunday. We'll be able to do the same thing. So I'm still hoping for the best. I'm not like phoning it in. You know what I mean? I'm not hanging up and I'm not saying, okay, cancel my pre-order, because I pre-ordered it. So I already have it. I'm ready to go. Okay, so I'm not going to cancel that. I really do want this game to be good. I'm going to give it every chance in the book. Okay, I'm just basically scared for it at this point based off of everything that we've seen. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think? Have you seen the impressions for the Marvel beta? What do you think about them? Are you worried about it? Do you think maybe people are overreacting? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, make sure you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Hit the bell icon so you guys know when these videos go up. And I make a new video on this channel every single day. And so I hope to see you guys for tomorrow's video.